Donald Duck's prized, mint-condition comic book is accidentally borrowed by his nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and returned with a small jam stain on the cover. Donald's typical yelling and foot-stomping have no effect. They simply shrug, having heard it all before. Donald is frustrated into silence. Later, Donald complains to Daisy about his inability to get through to the boys. Daisy, who has been reading a book on psychology, suggests, maybe yelling isn't the only tool in the toolbox, Donald. Perhaps you need a more nuanced approach. Donald scoffs, but is secretly intrigued. Donald misunderstands the concept entirely. He decides that to get the boys to clean their room, he must passionately demand they never, ever clean it. I want his room to stay a mess forever. Is that clear? The nephews, sensing a trick, immediately clean it spotless just to spite him. Donald is stunned. It worked. Emboldened, Donald tries reverse psychology on everything. He tells Uncle Scrooge his money is probably safest hidden under the mattress. Scrooge, offended by such foolishness, immediately moves his money to a more secure vault, proving Donald's point about its previous insecurity. Donald believes he's a genius. His next tactic is a theatrical performance of despair. To persuade Huey to share his new scout manual, Donald stages a dramatic soliloquy about his own childhood of loneliness and booklessness. He lays it on so thick that Huey isn't moved to share, he's moved to call a family therapist. Donald attempts a formal debate with Dewey to prove that bedtime should be later. He employs circular reasoning, false dilemmas, and red herrings. If bedtime is early, then we must also believe that the moon is made of cheese. QED. Dewey, smarter than him, dismantles each point with facts, leaving Donald tangled in his own flawed logic. Donald tries to bribe Louie with a single dollar to take out the trash. Louie, a master negotiator, counteroffers for $10 plus a week's worth of dessert privileges. Donald, outmaneuvered, ends up paying him $5 to do the chore he was originally assigned for free. Donald overhears the boys talking about how cool a new video game character is. He decides to use this to his advantage. He puts on a beanie and tries to use their slang to persuade them to eat their vegetables. These peas are totally wicked, dudes. Eat up. The nephews are horrified. They eat their veggies just to make him stop. At his wit's end, Donald gives up. He decides to just silently fix a broken porch step himself, muttering about the importance of doing a job right. The nephews, seeing his quiet dedication and competence, are genuinely impressed. They come over and ask if they can help. As they work together, Donald isn't trying to persuade them of anything. He's just sharing his knowledge, showing them how to hold a hammer. Without any yelling or tricks, he has their full attention and cooperation. He has stumbled onto authenticity. Donald realizes his previous methods were about forcing his will. This, working with them, was about shared goals. The unconventional art wasn't in tricks, it was in connection.